Yo YouTube, what is going on? Have you guys ever wondered to yourself, what is the best Titan build? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be covering a Titan build that absolutely nukes things. Now, when I say this, you are a literal walking nuke. Like, I'm talking like, this build is probably the best build for endgame content if you're confident. Now, before we get into today's video, all I ask is to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. My Discord's in the description below. If you want to join, anyone's welcome. Well, let's hop right in today's video. Alright, let's get straight to it. Alright, for this build, ignore the fact that these armor pieces aren't masterwork. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I kind of blew through my legendary shards. We don't talk about that, but you know, I know my armor is pretty bad right now. I don't have good Titan armor, but I got a request to put together a good build for Titan. Now, you know, I'm not bad at PvE, I promise. All right, I know what I'm doing. I have lots of other builds on my Warlock and Hunter through Dim, as you guys can see there. But anyways, that's not the main point. All right. Obviously, for loadouts, you want an SMG. I'm using a Falling Guillotine. You can also put a Storm Tracer, Reed's Regret, Tarantula on, as well as a Gallahorn. But I like Arbalist, Funnel Web, Falling Guillotine. This is only for light work content. As an example, though, you could actually probably rock something over in Dim. If you guys have Dim, definitely use it. But in this case, I'll transfer my Gallahorn and my Now, obviously, if you don't want to rock Arbalist, you can always use an alternative loadout, in this case, like this, but of course for me, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to use Arbalist anyways. Alright, now for this build, obviously, you need an SMG. Doesn't matter what type of SMG, put boss spec or minor spec on it. And now, for the mods, loadouts, you're going to want to put Sunbreaker on. Now, you're going to want Hammer Assault. For abilities, you're going to want Towering Barricade, Strafe Lift. Now, Throwing Hammer is the most important thing. This binds to 4 on my keyboard, of course, but you're going to want this. Now, for Grenade, I love Healing Grenade personally. It helps you keep up with classy Restoration, well, just Restoration in general. And then for aspects, you need to make sure you copy these. Roaring Flames. Final Blizz's solar ability or ignitions increase the damage of your solar abilities. Stacks 3 times. While Roaring Flames is active, your uncharged melee attacks deal slower damage and scorches targets. And then Soul Invictus. Solar ability Final Blows, Hammers of Soul impacts, and defeating scorched targets create a sunspot. Your abilities regenerate faster and your super drains more slowly while standing in sunspot. Sunspots only apply scorch and deal damage to targets inside entering a sunspot, applies a restoration. So this is going to benefit you with healing, restoration, and etc. This is really helpful for getting your nade back. I know my stats are awful. You ideally for this build are going to want strength, probably discipline, and resil, because when you go into a GM, you need high resil. Now, for fragments, you're going to want Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. And then Ember of Soul Lance. Radiant restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. And then Ember of Stingering. Your class abilities recharge faster when you scorch targets. And then Ember of Eruption. Your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. Now, these are going to give you 10 strength. Only one, unfortunately, gives you stat buff, but that doesn't really matter. Now, for the armor pieces, you're going to want hands-on. Hands-on, gain bonus super energy on melee kills. This is not double stack. And then you're going to want to run higher energy fire. The reason why is because while charged with light, gain bonus to weapon damage. Each combatant defeated consumes 1 stack of charge of light. This is going to give you a damage boost. Now from there, what you're going to want to do is check on a few things, but make sure you have that damage boost. That's really crucial. Anyways, though, on my gauntlets, I'm going to put a strength mod on. I gotta put the big strength mod on. There we go. Now, obviously, you can run impact induction. This works great. I personally like to run impact induction. Causing damage with a melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. You can run 2 of these, and then you need Well of Ordnance. Picking up Solar Element Well grants you additional grenade. Multiple copies of this mod increase the effect. However, you can't put on multiple of these unless you have a raid piece, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. The main part of this build is the Severance Enclosure build. This is a nasty build. Now, obviously, I don't have my masterwork, we don't talk about it, but the 2 things you're going to want is Armor of Undying. This stacks, reduces incoming solar damage, and avoid damage from combatants. Now, the most important thing that you're going to want is Sustained Charge. Become charged with light by rapidly defeating combatants with auto rifles, trace, or machine guns. Now, obviously, you don't need an SMG. I mean, I'd like to have an SMG, but you guys can always play around with these builds here. Like in this case, obviously, you know, fusion rifles aren't the best. but you could rock something like this and you'll see what I mean. But you'll get charged with light by defeating combatants with auto rifles. This does work, trust me. Now, if you go to boots, obviously, you know what, restoration replenishes health each time you pick up an orb of power. You're going to be generating mad orbs, so this is going to be super beneficial. And then you're going to want Well of Ordnance again. Now, obviously, for the mark, I just put another Well of Ordnance on. Nothing too crucial. You can also run double outreach if you make this arc, but also you can put on the other mod that grants you back your melee when doing your finisher, but it does take your super. Alright, now I did get gameplay requests, so you're going to want to go to the EDZ. I'll test this in the EDZ as an example for you guys. If you guys need any type of feedback, comments, whatever, let me know in the comments. I'm going to be reading comments for like the first day of this video, so if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments about the build. Ideally though, rocket launchers, anything, if you don't have the 30th anniversary, not 30th anniversary, the dungeon key, then you won't be able to get Storm Chaser. So the best thing besides that is Tarantula, but ideally you want Storm Chaser. Alright, we're gonna load into the EDZ. Now I know EDZ definitely doesn't have the most powerful enemies, but that still doesn't matter. You guys will see the main point of this build when we get into the Lost Sector, and I'm choosing to do this in the Lost Sector because, you know, obviously when it comes to the Lost Sector, you're actually going to be able to, you know, group up ads, and you'll see how lethal this build is. Alright, now we're in the Lost Sector. The EDZ will just, you know, hurry up. No loading queue, thank you. Alright, boom. Now we're in the EDZ. Now, from here, we can clump up a bunch of ads. When I throw this, see I get it back instantly. Boom. Look at this. And then these ads that walk in here, they're literally dead. Like, I'll clear this entire thing without shooting anything. You'll see what I mean. Like, watch this. Like, I literally just can use my ability to like, that killed an ad right there. Look how crazy that is. Boom. Look at how much damage that did to this dog. That is actually insane. Now, obviously, if this is anything like that, you can actually shoot things. You know, I'm not doing that. Look how much my melee just did from that. Now, obviously, you can keep getting it back over time, but I kind of didn't put my back down, so I messed up. But if I keep killing people with this auto rifle, it's going to drop sunspots. Now, what this will actually do is it's going to help a lot when actually, you know, killing these ads. As you guys can see, I have restoration charged with light because I'm killing these ads. Now, obviously, I'm just going to wait until I get my hammer back just to show you guys. But yeah, if I'm weak, I can pop a classic restoration made. Boom. I'm up here, melee this guy. I get restoration again. Alright, now let's go to this knight. I'm going to finish him off with a hammer because why not? Obviously, at the 30, boom, you know, pick it back up if I missed it. Look at that, right in the head. Like, that's crazy. What do you guys think though? This build, like, it's pretty nice. It's a lot of fun to use. It can be very, very lethal if used properly. Obviously, you know, you're not gonna run up to an ad and throw a throwing hammer at them in a Grandmaster or a day 1 raid. But this build is probably essential for a day 1 raid. Now, obviously, if you're not comfortable with playing like this, you know, you can definitely change it around and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys found this video helpful, informative, hit that like button, sub, and have a good rest of your day. Peace out, Guardian.